Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Between Two Brokers. Today, we have special guest Giovanna Richard of Smith Spencer Real Estate, realtor extraordinaire. So we're going to chat with her a little bit.
Biggest cutie pie in the office.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Erin's fave.
My favorite. Don't tell anybody else.
But before we get into it, let's hear a word from our sponsors. And
I forget how we did it last time. Do you want me to just cut that part out before we get into it? Pure word for a sponsor, just cut it and then I'll just let her talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So just make a little cut there.
Okay.
All right.
Now it's dear Schmoopy time.
okay. Welcome back, everyone. It's Schmoopy time. Instead of reading an email from my telephone, I'm going to have Giovanna ask Schmoopy and me a question.
Hello. Thank you for having me. My question is, where do you spend your marketing dollars and how has that evolved throughout your careers?
I'll go first because my career is shorter. Even though I am like the marketing department at Smith Spencer, I'm probably not a very good lead by example person. Stacy's much better at that. I spend my marketing dollars like being in front of people, which means like gym classes and dinners and throwing parties and that kind of thing. I just, I don't know why sometimes marketing myself can feel embarrassing to me, and I don't know if that's the introvert in me or what, but I would just rather have like face-to-face time, and we all know that going out in Charleston is not cheap. Throwing a party is not cheap, but that's kind of where I save my money, and that hasn't evolved over my career. That's what I've always done. Mm-hmm. But Stacy, she's tried it all.
Well, to be clear, like I was always told you have to spend money to make money in business. And I love trying new things and experimenting with new things. First of all, as a leader, I feel like it gives me valuable stuff to give to you guys about what's working and what's not working. And so when I started my career, I was with my mentor, Brenda Cook, and she did events for her own. So we were on Daniel Island, so everybody was concentrated there. So like if you were the number one real estate in Ion or the number one real estate on the agent in the Upper Peninsula, you could do events like that. And so she kind of had this community of people that all knew each other. And then I mean, that was like, so past clients and sphere of influence is who she would invite. And that was unbelievably effective. And that is what she spent money on. She did like sunset cruises, barbecues, all kinds of different stuff. And then she just did since we were concentrated in such a small geographic area, she would do like, let's take them a gift on Halloween, let's take them a gift on July 4th and that kind of stuff. And it was never anything really expensive. It was kind of the cheesy, American flag and maybe some red, white, and blue candy or something for July 4th.
Not what Schmoopy do.
But yeah, I mean, it was so effective. It all you're saying is I'm thinking of you. Right. And even if it's something you're going to throw in the trash can, which that's what people did, I think. But, that really, really worked for her. Now, I was kind of separate from her, and I did exactly what Erin was talking about. So I would entertain at my house, and then I would go out to dinner and go to lunch and coffee. And I wouldn't necessarily like pay for people, but it was just about me getting in front of people. Since then, I can't think of a marketing thing I have not tried. And the thing that has been most effective for me recently has been mailers. So you have to evaluate however, like whenever the market changes, you have to come back and say, okay, what's happening in the market? So the majority of my business before was past clients and sphere of influence who would trade up every few years. So it was really important for me to stay in front of them. Well, now that everybody is stuck with their 3% interest rate, and it is irrational, really, and unaffordable for them to get into a 7% interest rate and then pay all of, all the prices have gone up as well. That business has almost completely dissolved for me. So I now have to get in front of strangers for listings. So I'm just being strategic, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, who is going to sell? It's going to be second homeowners, people in condos, townhomes, vacation homes, people who purchased properties downtown for their children to go to school. And then obviously the children graduate. It's not going to be the primary residence people, or it's going to be people who are older, who are going to downsize, or people who don't have the 3% mortgage, so their loan's been paid off. So I'm very strategic about who I target in terms of listings, and that has worked for me. I mean, I get a lot of mailers at my house, and I think they're garbage. I text them sometimes to Erin, sometimes to Tori, and
We
I'm
giggle
like,
about them.
yeah, and I mean, it's not to be mean, but like I think that people are not thoughtful about, you need to speak to somebody's pain point. And of course, everybody's getting bombarded if they're online or whatever, everybody knows 20 real estate agents. So why are they going to pick you? You have to highlight your value. And if you're just sending out some bundt cake recipe or whatever it is, or saying anyway, I'm not even going to call people out, but something that doesn't provide value to the seller, then why would they call you? So I think, you really have to be thoughtful and speak to the seller client. What else am I doing? I have invested money in having somebody manage my social media for me, because I don't consume social media. I don't go on Instagram or Facebook, and I know that that's an essential part of business. So I pay Tori to do that for me. I have a website, and that was something that we've talked about on the podcast, the importance of having your own website. And it was actually Tori's idea, which was great, because she's our Smith Spencer marketing person, and I was scrambling to get listing packets. I was trying to pitch myself when I was up against a bunch of people, and I had a couple of hours, and I was like, I need all this information. And she said, what if we just have everything in one place, and you can just send somebody to your site so they see what they get when they list with you? So it's going to be concise and just a little bit about me. It's not going to have any major features other than what I've done, and, just a little bit about me so they know everything that they need to know in one place. So that's another place. And I don't do the events as much anymore, because I'm old and I think they're a pain in the ass, and I don't like going out. I don't like drinking a ton, and I don't enjoy that anymore. So I don't, if I have to, then I do it. But Erin and I did Christmas parties in the beginning.
Wine
tastings. I mean, we just did everything to try to get in front of as many people as possible. And now I would like to do my marketing from my couch. Because I'm tired, that's what happens when you get old.
She's Giovanna. So
old. So I think that that's the best advice that I can give you is actually, so I send what I call the Sunday sermon out to my team every Sunday. And I have, I asked ChatGPT how to get buyer leads and how to get listing leads. And I'm sending you guys the link to that. Because we all know, I mean, you could read a real estate book from 30 years ago, and the only thing that's changed is the internet, the social and online presence that you can have, but it's the same old shit. And it's funny because, people want my opinion about things, and they sit across the table from me and they want me to tell them something different, something new. Like, what is the thing I can do to get all this business? And I'm like, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, and in time you will have I mean, I told you this week, like, you're going to be a very, 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 very successful, wealthy woman.
Thank you.
Because you get up every day and you do it.
Thank you.
So let me flip this back to you. So you've been in the business now for several years. What have you learned? I mean, what do you think is sticking, and what are some things that you feel like have been a waste of time and money?
So in terms of marketing, I think that I can speak for myself and my business partner, Dree Corbin, and we have been doing a lot of events lately. And yes, it takes a lot of planning and it can be expensive, but for us, I feel like that's the best return that we've seen, and just getting in front of people and talking to them and just being able to like get on their level.
Be specific. What did you do? You did a sunset cruise.
So we recently, our most recent event, we did a sunset cruise on the Palmetto Breeze, and it was so fun. We had about 50 of our past clients, current clients, friends, just people that we know. And we had a great time. It was like a 2-hour sunset cruise. We had apps and drinks. It was awesome. And so that was really successful. And, you know, other than that, we are obviously very social media focused, and that has been very beneficial to both of us. You know, it's kind of all a work in progress, but we just started doing mailers. Thank y'all for the help. And we're, you know, kind of trying to find a balance. But like you said, it always goes back to who are you trying to target and how are you going to get there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I think that concludes the question.
Did I answer
Yes,
your question?
you did. Thank you so much. I've taken a lot of mental notes.
Okay, good. Well, while you're here, why don't you tell everybody what you specialize in, you know, where you're focused in terms of residential sales and how they can reach you.
And give them your Instagram handle, because you do an exceptional job in social media, and I think you do the best job in our office. And I
you
know
so
that
much.
it is a lot of time and energy. So if you can get some followers, I think they would find value in following you.
Thank you so much. So my Instagram handle is @Giovanna.realtor. And I would say I specialize mostly in downtown Charleston. And I'm originally from Portland, Maine, and I relocated here about 7 years ago. So I definitely specialize in relocation for people coming from the Northeast or coming from all over, I guess.
Yes, and we have had so many clients talk about how wonderful the experience is of working with you. And you're so professional, and we love having you on the team, and thank you for being here. And
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
all right, everyone. Hope you loved that. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. After you start following Giovanna, don't forget to follow at Between Two Brokers and Smith Spencer
Real estate.
And we appreciate you listening. Please share with your friends and family. Tune in next time. Thanks.
Bye.